Welcome to Nurturing Toddlers. I'm Rebecca Macinter, and I'm honored and excited to be with you on your parenting journey as you raise your 1.5 to 3-year-old with clarity, confidence, and connection. Toddler years are so exciting. They're so much fun. You're watching your little baby turn into a child, into a person. Almost overnight, you see them grow. You see them interacting with the world in new ways. You see their minds opening and unfolding. You hear them asking questions. You hear their language skills just blossom. All of a sudden, they're interacting with the world and they're beginning to show their personality in new, fresh ways every day. There's a little person there with their wants and their dislikes and their desires and what they really don't like. Everything that makes a person starts to really come out in these toddler years. And it's so exciting to get to watch it. It's so exciting to be part of that and to witness the unfolding of the person that is coming out of the baby that you once had. And you know what else? The toddler years are also exhausting. These are years that your child needs you so intensely. They need you physically. They need your attention. They need your love. They need so much out of you, and it really is exhausting. But here's the thing. You have everything within you that your child needs. You are the answer to everything they seek. You are the one who can provide your toddler with everything they need to flourish, to grow, to thrive. And I can say that with confidence without even ever having met you, because the greatest vote of confidence you have as a parent is that God Himself chose you to raise your children. That means that out of all the millions of people that have ever inhabited this planet, the only people that He picked to raise your children are you and your spouse, because He knew that you are the best ones. You have it within you. You have been given and endowed with everything that this child needs. It's all in you because God Himself chose you to be the parent of your child. The really fun thing about raising toddlers and parenting toddlers is that these are the years when you can choose to set up your home, to set up your family, the way you want them to be. And pretty easily, compared to all the other years of parenting ahead of you, you can get your toddler on board. These are years that they're excited to do things with you. They're excited to do things your way. They're excited to copy the way you do things. They want to imitate you. They want to be like you. So this is your chance to decide, how do we want routines to run in our family? How should bedtime work? How should mornings work? How do we speak to each other? How do we talk about ourselves? How do we react when we mess up or when someone else messes up? These are all precious opportunities you have during the toddler years, because those toddlers are looking to you for guidance. They're looking to you to say, what is normal? What is normal in my life? Who am I? What am I going to be? How am I going to behave? They're all looking for you for the answers. And of course, when they're toddlers, they're so easy, relatively again, to the way they will be in the future, to manipulate. And I don't mean manipulate in a negative way. And I don't just mean you can physically pick up and move a toddler. If they shouldn't be in one room or they're causing trouble, you can literally pick them up and move them. Well, that doesn't work so well with a 12-year-old. It doesn't even work so well with a 7-year-old. But it does work with a toddler. And the other thing you can do with toddlers, they are amazingly distractible. So all you need to do is, oh, I hear the garbage truck coming. And boom, that toddler is running with you to the window. They've forgotten what it is that was going on before. Or, come, it's time to go start, washing vegetables to cook supper. You've distracted them. And because they are so easily manipulated, again, not in a bad way, but compared to the way they are when they're older, you as a parent can really control situations around them in ways that you don't get to do later on. So this is an incredible opportunity you have. Now is the time to set up your homes, your relationships, everything the way you want it to be. Can you do it later? Of course you can. It's never too late. We can always grow. We can always change. And if you've watched Parenting for Children to Listen, then you've seen and you've heard so much material on how you can recreate and rework the relationships with your older children so that they also want to follow you along and they also want to do what you want them to do. But when it comes to toddlers, it's so much easier. So this is your chance, and this is what we're going to do today. Now, here's the problem. The problem is that as a parent, you know that dilemmas just keep cropping up. And whatever issue it is that you're worrying about with your child today, in 3 months or 6 months, it will no longer be an issue. You will be moving on to something brand new that you haven't even thought of now. And if you think back to what you were worrying about 6 months ago with your child, it's probably not the same thing you're worrying about now, because children are always changing. We are always changing. People are always changing. And so you are always going to have new dilemmas and new issues and new challenges that are going to come up in your child raising. And I don't want to be the person who tells you, do this or say that. I don't want to answer behavioral questions. What should I do when my toddler throws food? What should I do when my toddler hits? We will talk about that, but I want to empower you and equip you to be able to solve your own behavioral questions, because the behavioral questions will keep changing. And you yourself hold the key to know the answers, to figure out the right way to deal with it. And what I hope to do with you over the course of this whole course of Nurturing Toddlers is give you an insight into the toddler mind, into toddler feelings, into the toddler body, into the toddler developmental stages and the toddler temperaments, and help you be able to formulate for yourself, you know what? This is what my child needs. And this is going to be our approach in raising our child, because you are the expert on your child, nobody else. And so when I can give you the understanding and the insight and the tools to be able to answer your own questions and know for yourself what the right answer is of how you deal with behavior, that is going to be more valuable than any amount of telling you, say this or do that. There are parenting quote unquote experts everywhere. There are parenting influencers everywhere. And they are all busy telling you that there's the right way to raise a child or the wrong way to raise a child. And that is absolutely not correct. It is not a helpful approach. And I would recommend that you turn off and do not follow them and don't pay attention to them, because there isn't one right way and there isn't one wrong way. You are the expert on your child. You hold the keys to your child. You know, when a Jewish couple get married, one of the blessings we give them is that they should be like Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. It sounds very poetic and romantic, but what are we really wishing for them? What are we blessing them with? And the truth is that Adam and Eve had one unique aspect to their relationship and their child raising that nobody else in history has ever had. Because when they were working on their marriage and when they were raising their children, there was nobody else in the world to compare themselves to. There was no one to look over their shoulder and see how they were handling a problem. There was no one to look and say, oh, my husband took out the garbage for me this morning. What about yours? There was no one that Eve had to look and say, well, how did she handle that problem with her child? Everything they did was done in alone, without comparisons, without feeling inadequate, without feeling haughty. They were just alone. And that is what every family is. Every family is a private individual entity. And it doesn't matter what anybody else in the world is doing. What matters is that you have a clear head, a clear vision of where you want to go in your family, a clear understanding of who your family is, who the kids' temperaments are, and what your temperaments are, what your natures are, what the reality of your situation is. And then you are going to make the right decisions, because you are the expert on your family. So I'm going to ask you to please not compare yourself to other parents. Don't compare your children to other children. All that matters is that you are on a journey of life. Your children are on a journey, and together you are going to grow and discover and become the best family, the best you can possibly be. And I'm excited to be with you on the journey, to help give you the tools, to give you the insight. But really, this is your journey. You are the captain, and I'm just along to help navigate.